everybody, Tulin here. Today I am doing a review on the Shade+Light contour palette by Kat Von D. I did purchase the palette yesterday from Sephora and it is lovely. That is my first impression. It is beautiful. But before I actually start the review, I just wanted to kind of do a little bit of an introduction. I'm kind of new to the YouTube world. I did have some experience in the past. I did have a YouTube channel, but it was several years ago. And it had videos from everything. It had videos like parodies and music videos and just a bunch of garbage that I didn't really want on my channel anymore. So I deleted that channel and made a new channel. And here I am, back on the internet. I'm not quite sure where I want my videos to be. So this is where I am right now on this makeshift tripod, which is a bunch of books, holding up my phone. And hopefully you guys like it and you follow me or subscribe to me. Anyways, so let's get to the video. This is the Shade+Light contour palette by Kat Von D. I will show you this beautiful packaging. It comes in a cardboard package, which I actually tossed away. It comes with a little insert on how to contour your face, which I think was kind of cute. It was not the most intense, complex way on how to contour your face, but if you don't really know, it's a very basic, simple instruction paper that just explains how to contour your face. It is very sturdy, it's very nice, it looks nice. The back just shows all the colors that is included, and it has a magnetic kind of thing on it. Comes with a cute little mirror, which is a very nice mirror, not a cheap old mirror, which is good. So up here you have all of your highlights. So you have Levitation, Lyric, and Lucid, and down here you have your contours or your bronzers, which are Subconscious, Shadow Play, and Somber. It could be a palette for one person, or it could be a palette if you're, you know, a makeup artist and you have different clients, because it's cool because you have 3 light shades and then 3 dark shades. So if you have come in with a very fair client, you can use, the lighter shades in the palette. But because I love a dramatic contour on my face, I kind of used 4 of the colors in this palette to contour my face. So for today, I'm actually wearing the Kat Von D contour palette. I'm using the Kat Von D foundation with an Urban Decay concealer, and I always put the concealer under my eye and wherever I'm going to highlight with my contour palette. So I put it under my eye, I put it on the bridge of my nose, coming up to my forehead, and I do a little bit of a triangle. And then I bring it some lines across here, and then I just do a little bit down here. And so that way, personally I do that just because I kind of want to know where I'm going to be contouring my face, where I'm going to be putting that highlight, and it gives a dewy finish, so the powder really sticks to that and it kind of looks more highlighted because I have very fair skin. I used this shade up here, which I believe is called Levitation, but I'm kind of confused because maybe I'm not smart with this thing, but it shows here all of your colors, but then I'm wondering if it's like, if you look at the palette, the top left color is Lucid, or if you open it and the color on the other side matches it. Do you know what I mean? I don't know, but yeah, I did use this color up here to do my highlight. I use this color down here to do my contour. I use this color as like a bronzer. I went to Sephora yesterday. Oh, this guy's watching me. We're making eye contact. Don't look at him, Tulin, don't look at him. So I went to Sephora yesterday and I talked to her about contours and bronzers, and she's like, all contour shades are a bronzer, whether you like it or not. They're all a bronzer. And I was kind of like, well then why on the Smashbox kit is it like you have your highlight, your contour, and your bronzer? So I was kind of like, is it 2 different things? I don't know. But I'm just going to call it a bronzer and a contour for the sake of this video. I use this as my highlight, so I put it all along the bridge of my nose. Everywhere I put that concealer, I put it up here, and I put it on my chin. I always started with that. So first I do my foundation, then I contoured my face, and then I did my brows, my eye makeup, my lipstick, all the rest of it. I did this as my contour because it's hard to notice, but it has a bit of that gray color in it, which I found was more of a shadow-like color, and so I like to do that for my contour. So I picked it up with my brush, and I'm actually using the Multitasker Complexion 45.5 brush, which is just a little travel size, which I like because I don't like a big brush when I'm doing it. I don't know, very weird, but it was 14 bucks at Sephora and I like it because it just kind of gets the job done. You want your contour shadows to be very finely milled, because if they're not, you're going to have a very like heavy color to your face, and you don't want that. You want it to be blendable and smooth and like it's not even there, like you just, it's very natural. So I do like how it's finely milled. The only thing you don't want to do with any contour palette, in my ideas, you don't want to like really push it into the thing, because if you do that, look, you're going to get color all over the palette. Do you see that? It's all on the side. So you don't need to do that. You just kind of want to like dab it into it, because it's very pigmented, these colors, so you don't need a lot. Like look at that, that's already coated in that. I mean, there is a color, but it's very on the powder brush. You're just gonna kind of like take that residue off and put it on your face. So I put this along here like this, and I put it up my nose and da 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 da, da like this, and I put it right under my eye. And then I did this guy right along here. I put the brush along my cheekbone, and I kind of feel where my cheekbone is, and so I can feel it roll up. So it's right there, that's my cheekbone, so I put it right underneath, and I kind of like very softly pulled it up along my face. So I started here and buffed it in, and then as I got along here, I kind of went to a more sweeping motion, and I went up my face, and I did the same to here. I buffed it into here, and then I brought it up. I did a bit of that same color, so the shade down here, I did it up along my forehead, and then I kind of brought a little bit into the center. I also took that color and I brought it behind my ear, and I brought it all the way down along here like this to kind of make my jawline a bit more intense, and then I just kind of brushed it down. Lastly, I used this color as a bronzer. I took a big fluffy brush. It was just a random brush that I got on this random kit from BH Cosmetics. I don't really know the brush, doesn't matter. Big fluffy brush, and I kind of went in like this, which I know I shouldn't have, but I did, and I went all over, and I did a little 3 motion. So I started up here, and I brought it down along, and then came down along. When you come along here, I like to do that because I find the bronzer aspect kind of just brings all your colors together. So if you have a very sharp line, that kind of just brings it all in. And it goes da 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 da. So it brings all along here and down here, and then I kind of just blended it. Today I actually also did afterwards, oh no, I also did a, I used this shade down here. Now this is a very dark shade, and I used it for the sake of the video. I did it before my bronzer, but that was basically my everyday contour thing. But if I wanted a more sharper line, which I did, I'm going to show you. I'm going to do it right now. This shade is fabulous. It's very dark, and you just take a little bit on that brush, and you dust it off there, and you start here. I buff it in, and I bring it down. And I buff it in, and I bring it down. And then you can kind of just buff it. And that's the good thing about these shades, is they buff really easily. So if you have a very like solid line, it's easy to buff away. So you don't have to worry about like, oh my god, my contour is like ridiculous, the party's canceled, what am I supposed to do with this like intense line? Don't worry, you can buff that thing away, which is good because it stays on your face. And I did use a setting spray, use the Urban Decay setting spray, but it's nice because when you first put it on your face, you can kind of buff it away real quick if you need to, and then it lasts all day, which I like. And I wore this from 10 o'clock this morning till 6 o'clock at night, and my contour is still lovely. Overall, I love this palette. It is beautiful. The actual packaging is nice. The colors are very, you can make a lot of different looks with it. If you have different clients, you can do it with that. And what I like about it as well is, I didn't like the Smashbox contour palette because it only has one highlight shade. And the problem with that is, I find I use my highlight shade more than the other shades because I put so much highlighter on there, like, but then the contour I just do a little bit very softly, whatever. So at the end of the day, my highlight goes quicker than my others. When your highlight's over and the pan's cleaned out, all you have left is these 2 darker shades, but with this one, you have 3 of them. So if you run out of this one, you can kind of substitute it for this or this one, and it's not the biggest deal. I don't really use these 2 shades too much. But it's nice to have the 2 options, and this one I use as a shadow, as a base, or a transition color. And I think for $46, it's a steal. I love Kat Von D. I use her lipsticks, I use her foundation, I use like a lot of her products, and this is amazing, and I've wanted it for a while. I've only started contouring about 2 months ago, so I have a lot to learn. my contour isn't as fabulous as all these other artists. Don't be intimidated by all these colors. It's super easy. Ask someone at Sephora how to contour your face and be like, I like this palette, can you show me how to use these shades on my face? I give this like a 5 out of 5 because it lasts all day, it looks great, it blends well. And for my second contour palette, I think it really lived up to my expectations. It does have a brush that Kat Von D has released that you can purchase alongside of it. So you do have to pay a bit extra for the brush. I believe it's like $30 or something like that, but it's a double-ended brush. You could use that one. I chose not to, but thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you guys, if you have any questions about the palette, please comment below and I will get back to you as soon as possible. If you have any other products you'd like me to review, I will definitely do them. I do have a lot of the Kat Von D products. And thank you for watching. So I hope you subscribe and I'll catch you guys later.